it's a shortcut. Are you sure? Good morning. It's 6:45 and this morning we're leaving Shkoder and we're heading over to Theth, which is a couple of hours away by bus. It's meant to be one of the nicest places to hike in Albania, so we're heading over just for a day hike today. We've arrived in Theth. It took us just over a couple of hours to get here. It's only about 55 miles, but the route is very zigzaggy and the roads are terrible. Pardon?
Hairy.
Hairy, yeah. Because you're going up and down in the mountains and the roads are like this. It's all...
This is one of the better roads.
Yeah, it's all dirt and stones and they're doing works on the road, so we had to stop several times to let like massive vans and what they call the big diggers out of the way, and it's all one lane and you're kind of looking down quite a steep drop at one side of you. But we're here, it's beautiful, and we're heading straight out on our hike to go and find the Blue Eye Lagoon of Theth.
Let's go.
We've just come down a soggy and stinky passage back there and it doesn't feel quite right, but Google Maps tells us we're bang on. But we didn't bring our hiking boots, we're just in trainers. So now we've come off that trail a little bit, but it feels like we're walking through someone's field with somebody's horses, and I don't feel like we should be here. We've come off that bit of farmland and now we're back onto the main road, which feels a lot better and more right. The river's on our right, and at least we're not trespassing now. We knew we needed the river on our right, so hopefully this now will feel a lot better. We've not been walking very long at all, but already it's not always very clear which way we're supposed to go, because this, where we're on now, feels like a path. But down there we can see the red and white marks for trails, but I mean it's very difficult to get down there unless you cross that bridge. But that bridge has about 10 holes in it with bits of the planks missing. But Google Maps seems to say not up this path, so maybe we need to go on the bridge with all the planks missing. We're just trying to work it out now. Here goes nothing.
Safe as houses.
So it seems we did come the right way after all, but it only is giving us these signs once it's glaringly obvious that we are going the right way. That's good. But yeah, on we go. We've found another bridge, and this one makes us feel even more nervous. It's completely wooden and a little bit wobbly, but apparently we're meant to be going this way, so I guess we're going for it. Please be careful. Oh dear. Pardon? Yeah, I'm just looking for ones that might go through. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. I don't know why we worried. It is so beautiful here. Really, the mountains are amazing. Some of the light coming through looks really cool, and we're surrounded by all these beautiful autumn colours. It's just so nice. What's really good as well is it's not hot at the moment, which is making this hike a lot easier. I mean, it's not too difficult, except for some odd patches of where the ground changes or it's very rocky, but it does make it quite a pleasant walk. I can't stop thinking about Harry Potter now, because at some point in the books it says that when Voldemort went missing and disappeared after killing Harry's parents, that he went into hiding in a forest in Albania. And I keep thinking it could have been here, because no one is going to bother him in that forest up in that mountain unless they're magical. He picked an amazing spot if it was here. Good for him. There are some arrows telling us to go this way and cross the river here and carry on that side. But we know there's a bridge coming up at some point, so we feel like that's where we want to be going. And that's what we read, that we should go across the bridge, so I'm going to carry on this way for now. We found the bridge and we're crossing it. There was absolutely no need to cross the stream, which I'm glad about because I dipped my fingers in earlier and it was cold. We've just had a bit of a detour. We stopped in the village we were walking through so I could get the stones out of my shoe, and one of the locals noticed us coming through and came over and offered us to have some coffee in his garden. So we went and we had a drink, and him and his brother are building an extension to their house, and their neighbour was there, and he started playing one of the local instruments, which I can't remember the name of. But and that was really nice and cool. So we sat with them for a bit. Hello. Hi. And then their mum came along and she was showing us a bit of the way how to get to the next part. But then after a little while she was like, I can be your guide for a price, and we're like, oh, okay. We'll see where this is going. But we can manage by ourselves, thank you. But sitting in the garden and having a drink with the family was very nice. And hearing the traditional music as well. And now we're back on our way, back on track. We're about maybe an hour away. It's all been relatively flat up to now. We're starting to climb a bit. So it's getting warmer, a bit harder, but we're getting nicer and nicer views. This bit's definitely a bit more of a workout. I've not been filming on the steep bits because it's tiring. But then we come out onto these flat bits and it gives you a bit of rest, and then we've got all these steep drops right next to us and we can hear a waterfall thundering down at the bottom. Looks like we're getting close. We're getting there, and we know we're getting there because look at the colour of this water. I'm not sure how well you can tell on the camera because it is completely clear, but it is also this beautiful blue, like diamond blue colour. It's amazing. How did you feel about living in that house, Dan?
Good.
As long as you had to stay there.
As long as Tesco did deliveries there.
So I think we found it. Yeah, it's very blue. Fancy a swim, Dan?
Today.
It's quite cold down here, and the water
It's colder.
is even colder. So all the heat I built up while we were hiking, it's almost instantly gone, and I am not that brave. Funnily enough though, there's a little tiny restaurant up there behind me, and there you can sit and have your drinks and your food. We sat up in the cafe, we had a bite to eat, we had some beans and some chips to keep us going. And now we're going to head back because it's about 2:30. It'll take us about 3 hours to get back, and then it'll start getting dark. So we're heading off now, back into the woods.
It'll be a bit longer at this rate.
Yeah. We've made it back. This is the cute little church by our guest house. And that's how we've known where to come back to as well. It's a good marker, isn't it?
Look for God.
Look for God and we'll find the way. There we go. So that's it. That's the end of our time in Theth. It was very short but amazingly beautiful. So we're on our way out of the mountains now. We've got a moment from the car just to say goodbye to the views. And we're heading over next to a historical town called Berat. But no, we're just going to look at these beautiful mountains.